Uluslararası Paslanmaz Çelik Piyasaları konulu oturumun moderatörlüğünü PASSAD Yönetim Kurulu Danışmanı Dr. Erol Metin gerçekleştirecek. Kendilerini sahneye davet ediyorum. Bu oturum 2 bölüm halinde gerçekleşecek olup ilk konuşmacı Ulusal TST CEO'su Mr. Choi'yi sahneye davet ediyoruz.
Distinguished guests, distinguished presenters, welcome to the first summit of stainless steel industry of Turkey. PASSAD has recently established, this is the first summit of stainless steel industry for Turkey. Stainless steel industry is extremely important for Turkish industry, and I wish a successful meeting to all of us for this historic moment. We have in the first session we have 2 important speakers. The topic is international stainless steel market. International stainless steel market is extremely, of course, important for trade, for Turkey, and for our industry. Our first speaker is the CEO of POSCO Asan Turkey, Mr. Choi. Mr. Choi has extensive experience in stainless steel industry, and he will address what is happening globally in the stainless steel world, as well as the role of POSCO Asan in this global movement and trade. Mr. Choi will speak in his own native language, and he will be assisted by his translation. So, welcome. The floor is yours, Mr. Choi.
merhaba, günaydın. 저는 포스코 아산 TST의 최지석 법인장입니다. 반갑습니다.
Herkese merhaba, günaydın. POSCO Asan TST CEO'su Mr. Choi.
안녕하세요는 한국말입니다. 네.
Belki biliyorsunuzdur, Korece'de 안녕하세요 diyoruz.
스테인리스 시황에 대해서 궁금해하시는데 사회자께서 질문하시면 제가 충실히 답변하겠습니다.
Okay.
Bizim oturuma başlayabiliriz isterseniz.
Yeah, I will really appreciate, Mr. Choi, if you start with how the global stainless steel industry is developing and in extending. This is quite important. You know, where is Turkey in terms of stainless steel industry, and where is, stainless steel industry as a global? If you just, if we can have a highlight overview of the stainless steel industry.
스테인리스 시황에 대해서 말씀드리기 전에 어쨌든 오늘 여러분들 봤을 때 모든 사람들이 시장이 어떠냐 했을 때 not so bad, not too bad, could be okay. 전부 다 시황에 대해서 굉장히 불확실하다고 말씀을 하십니다.
Öncelikle paslanmaz çelik pazarına girmeden önce genel olarak herkesle görüştüğümüzde işte pazar nasıl gidiyor, işler nasıl diye sorduğumuzda not too bad, işte could be okay gibi cevaplar alıyoruz. Yani bir takım belirsizliklerin olduğu dönemden geçiyoruz.
저도 철강 거기 산업에 한 30년 정도 일을 했는데 최근 이렇게까지 시황이 반전이 안 되는 것은 처음인 것 같습니다.
Yaklaşık 30 yıldır bu işin içindeyim, çelik işini yapıyorum ama bu kadar uzun süredir durgunluğun devam ettiği dönemi ilk defa görüyorum.
스테인리스뿐만 아니라 모든 철강 산업이 사실 코비드 이후에 2022년 초까지 잠깐 반짝했다가 22년 이후에 거의 한 3년 동안 시황 반전이 전혀 없었습니다.
Bildiğiniz üzere Covid sonrası 2021-2022 yıllarında tüketim ciddi bir şekilde artış yaşandı. Ondan sonra 2022'nin ikinci yarısından itibaren bir durgunlaşmaya girdik ve son 3 yıldır hepimiz için zor dönem oldu.
스테인리스뿐만 아니라 모든 철강 산업 자체가 지금 가장 어려운 이유 자체는 제가 보기에는 아시아 쪽 중국이라든가 인도네시아 등의 어떤 무모한 생산 캐파로 인해 가지고 공급 과잉이 야기되고 있다고 봅니다.
Ve bu yavaşlamanın en başındaki sebeplerinden biri Çin'in kontrolsüz bir şekilde kapasitesini artırması ve onun getirdiği bir arz fazlası Bununla birlikte talebin hala yavaş olmasından gelen bir zorluk mevcut ve bu dönemden geçiyoruz hala.
이로 인한 어떤 수급 불균형으로 인해서 시장 가격이 굉장히 지금 혼란되고 있고, 또한 최근에 어떤 최근 사이에 있었던 미중 무역 전쟁이라든가 올해 있었던 미국 트럼프가 취임하고 난 뒤에 관세 전쟁, 또 최근에 어떻게 보면은 지역적인 전쟁으로 in해서 글로벌 경기가 굉장히 침체됐다고 볼 수 있겠습니다.
Ve buna ilave olarak bu sene özellikle Trump sonrası döneminde yaşadığımız olaylardan dolayı bu ticaret savaşların devam etmesi, bunun getirdiği bir takım belirsizliklerin ortada olmasından dolayı işlerimizin daha da zorlaştığını düşünüyorum. Ve bununla birlikte hem sanayi hem de ekonomik zorlukların olduğunu düşünüyorum.
또 올해 들어서 조금 전에 말씀드렸지만 트럼프 취임 이후에 자국 무역주의 우선주의로 미국과의 관세 전쟁과 최근에 또 유럽에서 세이프가드가 내년 6월부터 쿼트라든가 관세가 인상되는 등 아마 자국 보호 무역주의가 팽배해지면서 좀 더 시황은 어려워지고 있다고 생각합니다.
Bu Trump'la birlikte Amerika'da bu korumacılık önlemlerin arttığını görüyoruz. O yöne yönelik aksiyonlar alınmaya devam ediyor. Aynı zamanda Avrupa pazarında benzer şekilde ve diğer ülkelerde aynı şekilde kendi pazarını, sanayisini korumak için buna yönelik önlemler almaya devam ediyor.
최근에 이스라엘 전쟁이 조금 이렇게 좀 중지되는 부분도 있지만 제가 보기에는 올해도 그렇고 내년도 올해보다 상황 자체가 더 개선될 거로는 생각되고 있지 않습니다.
Ve yakın dönemde yani bu sene ve önümüzdeki seneki dönemler için açıkçası bugünkü koşulların ve durumun çok fazla değişeceğini düşünmüyorum.
전체적인 경기 침체도 문제지만은 조금 전에 언급했듯이 각국이 어떤 보호 무역을 강화하기 때문에 어쨌든 내년에는 이런 부분이 좀 더 문제가 될 것 같고 아마 트리키에도 이에 상응하는 어떤 보호 무역 정책을 지금 시행하거나 시행해야 될 것으로 보고 있습니다.
Hem global çapında ekonomik olarak çok büyük bir iyileşme olacağını öngörmüyoruz ama bunun yanı sıra bütün ülkeler bu kendi sanayisini korumak için korumacılık önlemleri almaya devam edeceğini ve bunun getireceği belirsizliklerin bir süre daha devam edeceğini düşünüyoruz. Aslında benzerini Türkiye'de de şu an görüyoruz bu çelik ürünlere karşı önlemlerin alındığını.
Thank you very much. I think this was a very valuable highlight and overview of what to expect overall for the stainless steel industry. I think Mr. Choi has highlighted mainly volatility in terms of global economy and global trends, as well as trade movements, especially with what is happening lately with the Trump administration. So that kind of marks his outlook for the stainless steel industry. So the volatility with regards that, I'd like to kind of highlight that part, then pass on to the second question. Given that volatile environment, both in terms of global economy as well as trade movements, how do you see POSCO-ASSA Turkey to establish or to position POSCO-ASSA Turkey in this volatile, I would say, environment?
저희 회사 이름에서 알다시피 포스코 아산 TST는 포스코와 여기 현지 키바로의 어떤 합작 회사입니다.
Bildiğiniz üzere POSCO Aslan şirketimiz POSCO ve Kibar'ın ortaklığıyla kurulmuş bir şirket.
2011년 법인 설립에서 지금 가동 14년 차를 맞이하고 있습니다.
Şirketimiz 2011 yılında kuruldu ve şu an 14 yıldır işletmeye devam ediyoruz şirketi.
당초 생각했던 것보다는 지금 상당히 좀 가동에 어려움은 있지만 14년 동안 어쨌든 시장 환경에 맞춰서 경쟁력을 강화시키고 있다고 보고 있습니다.
Ve bu 14 yıl boyunca bir takım zor dönemlerden de geçti. Ama istikrarlı bir şekilde bunu işletmeye devam ediyoruz.
최근에 들어서 저희들이 이런 어려운 시장에서 적응하기 위해서 저희들이 좀 집중적으로 좀 생각하고 있는 것은 어쨌든 소재 원가 경쟁력입니다.
Ve bugünkü değişen bu koşullar ve pazar şartlar içerisinde kendi rekabet gücümüzü artırmaya yönelik önlemler artırıyoruz.
이런 소재 원가 경쟁력을 확보하기 위해서 저희 대지주인 포스코 제품뿐만 아니라 다양한 소싱처, 중국이든 인도네시아든 HR을 경쟁력 있게 구매할 수 있는 부분에 있어 가지고 굉장히 노력을 하고 있습니다.
Ve bu konuda yaptığımız ana faaliyetlerinden biri bizim ham madde alım konusu. Ham madde alımlarımızı çeşitli kanallar üzerinden, çeşitli tedarikçiler üzerinden yaparak bu rekabetçiliğimizi artırmayı planlıyoruz.
동시에 어쨌든 저희 공장 내부적으로도 거기 에너지 절감을 위해서 폐열을 활용해서 에너지 비용을 절감한다든가 저희 자체적인 원가 절감 노력도 하고 있습니다.
Ve bunun yanı sıra verimlilik çalışmalarımıza devam ediyor. Her konuda maliyette tasarruf, maliyet azaltımına yönelik çalışmalarımız devam etmekte.
저희가 내수에 있는 유일한 밀이지만은 전체 판매량 중에 한 40%는 또 유로를 비롯해서 수출을 진행하면서 세일즈의 어떤 포트폴리오를 높이기 위해서 노력하고 있습니다.
Ve evet, Türkiye'de kurulmuş bir yerli üreticisiyiz. Satışlarımızın büyük bir porsiyonu iç pazara yönelik yapılmakta ama aynı zamanda %30-40 oranında ihracat gerçekleştirmekteyiz. Bu şekilde dengeli bir satış portföyü oluşturmaya çalışıyoruz.
다만 자체적인 저희들 노력 이외에도 앞서 말씀드렸지만은 어떤 저희들이 지금 좀 어려움을 겪고 있는 것이 저가제, 특히 뭐 중국이나 인도네시아산 저가제 덤핑제로 어려움을 겪고 있기 때문에 지난해 트르키예 정부에 거기 AD를 진행하고 있고 AD가 곧 거기 결과가 임박한 걸로 알고 있습니다.
Türkiye'de kurulmuş bir yerli üreticisiyiz. Burada üretim yapmaya devam ediyoruz. Ancak Türkiye'de yaşadığımız zorluklarından biri dışarıdan gelen dumpingli ürünlerden sebep haksız rekabetle karşı karşıya olmamız. Bu sebeple şu an bir anti-dumping soruşturması devam ediyor. Bu soruşturmanın yakın zamanda sonuçlanmasını bekliyoruz.
AD가 어쨌든 저희들 내부적으로도 최종적인 어떤 저희 어떤 터키 스테인리스 산업의 최종 해결책이라고는 생각하고 있지는 않습니다.
Tabii anti-dumping ve bunun gibi önlemler her şeyin çözümü değil.
거기 AD가 주어진다면은 AD 기간 동안에 저희들도 설비 가동률을 높이고 또 생산 효율을 개선하고 궁극적으로 내수 시장에 좀 더 경쟁력 있고 지속 가능한 제품을 공급할 수 있도록 하도록 하겠습니다.
Ama ülkelerin bu tarz önlemlerin almasının sebebi bu önlemlerin alındıktan sonra ki verilen birkaç yıl içerisinde o ülkede bulunan üreticilerin işte bizim kendi rekabet gücünü daha da artırmaya yönelik aksiyonların alınması, ona bir zaman tanınması. Bizim de aynı şekilde buna yönelik çalışmalarımız devam ediyor ve rekabet gücümüzü artırmaya yönelik faaliyetlerimiz devam edecek.
다른 나라와 똑같이 저희들도 일정 기간의 어떤 국내 산업 보호를 위해서 AD가 필요하면 제가 또 말씀드리고 싶은 것은 저희 어떤 경쟁자들이 저와 유사한 어떤 설비를 현장에 투입을 해가지고 새로 공장을 짓는다든가 거기 경쟁자의 진입에 대해서는 언제든지 환영하는 바입니다.
Dolayısıyla biz burada var olmaya devam ediyoruz, üretim yapmaya devam ediyoruz ve rekabetçiliğimizi artırmaya devam edeceğiz. Bizim gibi başka üreticinin olması, başka yatırım ve bu ülkede daha fazla üretiminin olmasına karşı değiliz. Sadece adil bir koşullar altında işlerin yapılmasını istiyoruz.
Well, thank you, Mr. Choi. Thanks for this highlight, which is important for Turkish stainless steel industry as well as Paslanmaz Turkey. You highlighted, a few important issues such as competitiveness, supply chain management, efficiency as an organization, anti-dumping, etc. So this is what it summarizes to is a constantly changing business environment, not only for stainless steel industry, but for a lot of different industries. But specific to stainless steel industry, this constantly changing business environment. How could you, if you could kind of elaborate on how could you sustain a stable business in this type of environment? And perhaps at the end of it, if you could make as a last question, if you could make a quick comment, a short comment on PASSAD, National Stainless Steel Industry Association, how PASSAD can help the stainless steel industry, Turkey, to position themselves in this constantly changing business. How can you sustain a market and business, and how PASSAD can help you to remain competitive in this market? Thank you.
되게 어려운 질문이긴 한데요. 터키 스테인리스 산업이 지속 발전하기 위해서는 저는 각자의 역할이 중요하다고 생각하는데, 저는 각자라는 게 저희와 같은 생산자, 그다음에 중간에 어떤 서비스센터나 유통업체, 그다음에 최종 고객사인 실수요가의 각자 역할이 중요하다고 생각합니다.
Evet, zor bir konu, zor bir soru. Ama bir sanayinin ve Türkiye'deki paslanmaz çelik sektörün sürdürülebilir olması için bu yapı içerisindeki her oyuncunun kendi rolünü yerine getirmesi çok önemlidir. Yani çelik sektöründe üretici vardır, çelik servis merkezleri vardır ve son kullanıcı firmaları mevcut. Ve her bir oyuncunun kendi üzerine düşen görevin, rolünü yerine getirmesi çok önemli.
각자가 가지고 있는 기능과 역할을 잘 수행함으로 해가지고 국가 제조업 기반을 지켜야 하고, 현재와 같은 보호주 위기가 팽배한 시기에는 국내 투자 유치를 하고 자국 산업을 보호해야 된다고 생각합니다.
Ve bunu her bir oyuncu bunu yaptığında, bu görevleri yerine getirdiğinde ancak bu yapı içerisinde dengeli bir pazar yapısı sağlanır ve sağlıklı bir sanayi oluşturmuş oluruz.
그런 걸로 보면은 오늘 저희들이 작년에 파사드가 창립이 되고, 오늘 저희와 같은 생산자, 여기 또 중간에 있는 콜센터, 또 최종 고객사들이 같이 나와 있는 이런 우리 파사드 같은 협회를 통해 가지고 세 가지 어떻게 보면 경제 주체가 잘 호흡하고 협력해야만 터키 스테인리스 산업이 발전한다고 생각합니다.
Ve bu oyuncular arasındaki işbirlik ve uyum içerisinde hareket etmesi önemlidir. Bugün bulunduğumuz bu Paslanmaz Çelik Zirvesi bunun güzel bir örneğidir. Burada hem üretici, servis merkezleri, son kullanıcı firmaları dahil bütün ilgili oyuncular bir araya toplanmış durumda. Ve bu sektörün daha da büyümesi, gelişmesi ve sağlıklı bir şekilde büyümesi için bütün buradaki oyuncuların uyum içerisinde birlikte hareket etmesi gerekiyor.
오늘 스테인리스 생산주로서 저희 역할을 다할 것이며, 오늘 또 여러 여기 멤버들 내지는 많은 분 왔는데 좋은 이야기 많이 듣고 향후에 좀 더 내수 시장을 안정하는 데 중요한 역할이 될 수 있도록 최선을 다하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Dolayısıyla bugünkü etkinliğin çok anlamlı bir etkinlik olduğunu düşünüyorum. Burada bulunan bütün oyuncuların burada sektörün geleceğiyle ilgili, paslanmaz çelik sektörün nasıl şekillenmesi gerektiğine dair fikir paylaşması ve birlikte bunu düşünmemiz için önemli bir platform olacak, önemli bir etkinlik olacak. Teşekkür ederiz.
We would like to thank you for your kind participation and for your kind support for the Turkish Stainless Steel Association. Thank you for your time. We appreciate this very much. Now, dear guests, we will pass on to the second presentation. With this presentation, thank you, Mr. Choi, for your participation. The second presentation is going to be made by Mr. Shemek Zolinski He is again, has significant experience in stainless steel industry. He is the head of Stainless Steel Europe East. He has two hats, I believe. Head of Stainless Steel Eastern Europe and CEO of Stainless Steel Worldwide. So he has both CEO role as an operation, leader of the operation, and he is also actively managing the region where he is operating. So thanks for your time, thanks for your participation. We have time restrictions, therefore we will pass on the question and answers. But let me, before you start, just if you, towards the end of your presentation, if you also kindly highlight, the green transition, decarbonization. There's a lot going on in this area. If you, apart from your kind presentation, if you can highlight on that one as well,
okay.
I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Mr. Zolinsky.
I am really glad, happy and proud to be here with you. Unfortunately, I have to talk in English because till now I understood only two words on the Turkish. Technic University. The rest of them was a little too difficult. I think that Korean is even a little more difficult for me. However, you have to understand that also Polish language is treated as one of the most difficult language on the world. Why? First, I would like to tell you why I am here. Who am I, and what can I tell to you about the Turkish market? As is already announced, since last 5 years I am responsible for the eastern part of the region. It means countries starting from the Baltic, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, via Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, Bulgaria, and Turkey. It means that I'm able to compare a little bit the different markets, which are sometimes very similar. We have more or less similar problems than I can observe in Turkey. High inflation, different currencies, very high level of the import, and also the geopolitical instability, because I am also responsible for the market Russia and Ukraine. And here you can see how big gaps and how big differences sometimes between the countries. And during last 5 years, I have observed the Turkish market, and I would like to talk a little bit on the last few minutes of my presentation. What is my feeling about Turkey? And starting from your question connected with the decarbonization. I think that if you look for the Aperam situation, and if you can observe Aperam company, in our case, only 45% of our revenue and only 45% of our people are dedicated for the stainless production, which could be surprised because till now Aperam was treated as a typical stainless producer. You have to know that almost 40% of our global resources are dedicated for recycling of the scrap and for bioenergy in Brazil. And also you have to know that we are one of the biggest producer of the world bioenergy which is created from the forests. We have a lot of eucalyptus forests located in Brazil, and it is our mission to be much more friendly, to be much more responsible, because we know that we are dedicated and we should take care for the world, not only for us, but also for the next generation, for our kids, for the students. And it is the reason why, in our opinion, decarbonization is exactly in our mission. We are working on it on the everyday. We have more and more people dedicated for this topic. We try to find the most green articles. We are using the most green energy. I can give you one example. In Belgium, because we have two big mills located in Belgium. In both of them, in 2022-2023, we have installed big photovoltaic installation. It is the second largest photovoltaic installation in Belgium. As I remember, 65,000 photovoltaic panels. But do you know, are you able to estimate what is how big part in the percentage of our electric consumption is covered by this installation? Again, 65,000 panels, between 3 and 4%. And it means that you can imagine how big investment was related with this project. We invested a lot to improve our green energy and our decarbonization way for the 2 or 3 or 4%. And it means that still we have a lot task which must be done during the next month, during the next years. But it is also very important topic for all of the players on the market. We know that Turkey is the first, sometimes the second, always on the top 3 producer of the white goods. And we can see that even especially the white goods producers, are more and more focused on using the eco-friendly articles. And it means that all of the people, are focused on the future, and we would like to be promoter of this topic.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. Thank you for your highlights. Perhaps if you would like to comment a little bit on the scale of stainless steel of your presentation, I think that will go online.
Yeah. But could we show the presentation? Because I don't know who can show it and who can switch the slides.
Can we get some help on that with his presentation?
Or not? Because I think that the presentation will show you a little more figures and facts related to the market consumption. I have prepared this especially for you to compare stainless consumption, to show you also some economical background, from the geopolitical also situation. I would like to show you also some figures related to capacity. What part of the capacity is till now used on the market? And finally, I would like to show you also a very short slide of my view for the Turkey. What is going well and what should you improve?
Okay. Can we get some help for the presentation, please, from the technical desk? Apparently, Mr. Zolinsky, this is taking a few seconds, but perhaps we can use the time in between. Let's start with while they are preparing the presentation for you. Let's start with how do you see the Turkish market as? Since you are in charge of a large stainless steel area zone, you mentioned, different currencies, different regions, different dynamics. As the CEO in charge of the operations, how do you fit Turkey? What do you think of the Turkish stainless steel market? Since this is the first summit of Turkish stainless
it's a big market. I can tell you that Turkish market with the potential more or less 500,000 tons is half of the market of my total region. It means Poland, which is the second biggest market. The potential of Poland is 320, 340. In comparison with the biggest market in Europe, which is Germany, it is more or less 1,200. And in case of the stainless, Turkey is really one of the most important market in Europe. But it is even much more difficult than the other countries due to the several reasons. The first, I think that you have quite high instability of the economy. It means if we look for the last few months, few years even, with the inflation which was sometimes bigger than 100%, with the significantly increasing the personal costs, with the big devaluation of the Turkish lira, and on top of this, with some time problem with the implementation of the anti-dumping. Normally European Union is extremely slow on the legislation of every kind of this kind of regulation. Turkey is even slower than European Union. Unfortunately, I have to say it. You can see it is not the best example, but Trump can decide from one day to another day. We will implement this and this kind of the protection of the local market. In Europe, in European Union, we need 6 to 9 months for this kind of the decision. In Turkey, 1 year is not enough. And on top of this, we have the strong producers like POSCO. We have a lot of independent service centers and a lot of very small end users. Market is growing. I can tell, I am fully sure that it's growing, but it will be also visible on my slide. Who will change the slide for the next one? Or how can I do it?
Yeah.
Next one, skip it. Next one, skip it. About Aperam, I will also skip it. It's not the most important topic. Skip it. Next one, please. Next one, please. Okay, here, few seconds. As you can see, 4 different, as I already said at the beginning, 4 different activities. First big activity connected with the recycling and renewables. Skip it. Next one, please. Next one, please. And next one, please. And next one, please. Market economy. It is a very interesting study which was done by Oxford Economics part. Here you can see development of the GDP and forecast for the biggest economy. World economy, United States economy, and Euro area. You can see that for almost each of them, still we are not on the level which was before the COVID. But click one, please. Right graph is even a little more important. You can see the different economies, the size of the bubble showing you the GDP level. It is visible that the biggest economy is of course China, United States, and Eurozone. Each of them are the forecast during last few months was decreasing. You can see that increasing, it means the green part of the graph. It's connected only with the small economy of Brazil and Saudi area and India. Rest of the economy decreased their forecast of the GDP. And also what is important, on the left side, on the red corner, you can see the economics where the development of GDP is below the global growth. You can see that almost every countries are located on the red corner, starting from United States, also by all of the European countries, even Turkey. Probably you can see that it's very close to the zero, and it means that maybe the forecast will be improved. Very close to the yellow part, it means that maybe the economy in Turkey will grow faster, and it is some positive signal for you. You can see Poland. Poland is on the green, on the yellow area. China is still on the yellow area. But what is the very short conclusion of this market? Click, please. Here you can see stainless market consumption only for the Europe. On the table, we will not go to the details on the graph. On the table, you can see that forecast of the real consumption and also the real consumption is decreasing. On the 2026, probably it will grow 0.8, but it is very, very optimistic, and I know that all of the people are talking that it will be again negative growth. What does it mean? As you can see, the overall evolution of the steel demand will be still below the pre-pandemic level. It means, conclusion, stainless demand in Europe is small, and unfortunately with the negative tendency. On the first slide, first conclusion was that the economy is unfortunately negative growing. Here you can see consumption is also negative growing. Next slide, please. Here we can see production. Production is growing. Wow. It means that we have a smaller consumption, economy going down, but production is growing. Here you can see 10, the biggest producer of the stainless, 2024. On the first position, Tsingshan. On the second, Tisco. On the next, POSCO. Congratulations. Then Nippon, Aperam, Jindal, Acerinox, Outokumpu, Jusco. More or less, we can see the development of the shipments. Click, please, one. Here, you can see capacity, each of them. I don't know if the capacity is true or not. It is the capacity declared by this company. Could you click once again? Conclusion. Utilization of the capacity is only 67%. Number one, economy going down. Number two, consumption going down. Number three, production increasing. Number four, capacity very low. Could you click for the next slide, please? Last two slides will be the summary of the global market situation. And now I would like to ask, click one by one. The biggest challenges 2026 on the stainless market, based on the four previous slides. Please. We have the global overcapacity and very weak demand. Unfortunately, we can see almost everywhere very poor indicators related with the economic shutdowns. Next one. It is the opportunity for us, also for Turkey, for European Union, that different kind of the trade defense, tariffs, and other protections of the global market. I can tell you that globalization, very popular 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, is already finished. Now I am fully sure that every country or every region should try to protect own business, own local business. Next, please. We can see that there is a big development R&D related with the substitute materials, a little different than the stainless. Next, please. Unfortunately, it is the word which was already said several times. We have high uncertainty. Please, next, please. Due to the geopolitical situation. Next one. Technological development. Next one. Environmental restrictions, which is, as I already said, which could be the opportunity, but it's usually expensive. Next one. Next point, which is really related with the effective cost management, which will be the big challenge, especially for Turkey. It is the personal cost. I will talk about it on the last slide. Next one, please. R&D and investments. It means that cost dedicated for the R&D must be correctly located. Next one, please. Energy. Energy is a never-ending story, a never-ending discussion, how we can optimize the energy consumption and also energy costs. Stock and supply chain, which is the critical for our business. And the next one, scrap. You know that due to the decarbonization and green energy, in Aperam we are in Aperam 96 or even 97% of our steel is produced from the scrap. But if the scrap is missing on the market, then we have big problem. Next one. And decarbonization and compliance regulation, it will be the next challenge for us. And last slide, please. It will be very short summary and my view, my personal look at Turkey. First, we can start from this graph. You can look for this. And in the meantime, I will talk what is important for me. As I already said at the beginning, Turkey is the biggest market, stainless market in Europe. Top 3 in Europe, the biggest in the eastern part. Next one, please. As I already said, the biggest worldwide producer of the white goods. Next one. Turkey is a stainless logistic gate between Asia and Europe. And it means that the gate must be correctly protected, like the gate to our houses. And I have to say that Turkey has a very high level of the creativity, innovations, R&D development. A lot of companies which I visited here in Turkey, they are on the much bigger level, technical level, than similar company located in France or in Germany or Italy. Here you can see 4 very positive comments about Turkey. Next 4 will be negative. You, as I already said, you have the shaken and unstable economy, very influenced by some political decisions, particular lobbies, and as I already said at the beginning, it's slow. Unfortunately, all of their activity is extremely slow. Next point. We have the huge increase of the personal cost. Turkey is only one country in Europe when the personal cost increased much faster than the inflation. And it is also the very critical influence of the unions for the cost without long-term vision, without long-term view. And it means that from my perspective, day by day, Turkey is losing competitiveness. Because if we will go exactly in the same direction for the next 1 or 2 years, you will be more expensive than Germany or than France. And then export, which is the big part of your GDP, will finish. Because it will be easier to locate the company in other countries. Next one, please. Unfortunately, I have to say, and it is the topic dedicated mainly for the students who are here, I see that it's exodus of the very well-educated people and mainly young talents, which is visible on the right side. You can see life satisfaction of the young people. Turkey, the lowest one. It is also the question for education, for the university, how you can convince young people to stay in Turkey. When I had some interviews with a lot of different people, each of them asked me, it will be possible to be relocated to Europe? And last point, reputation, which is destabilized by a lot of false information and rumors. You can see Yongjin will build the new stainless steel plant. Saritas will build the new stainless steel plant. POSCO considers sales of the Turkish stainless steel plant. On the next day, POSCO rejects the rumors. It's too many. If we are looking for the different sources, you know, all of the people located on our headquarters are asking, what is the future of Turkey? Finally, to finalize, because I am probably a little too long, you can click. It's enough from my side. Still, I believe, really believe personally, that Turkey is a country and also Turkish stainless steel market is able to grow. But it really depends from you, from your engagement, also from this kind of organization like PASSAD, and also from the universities and education level. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Zwolinski, thank you very much for this great presentation. It's been really, really valuable. A lot of challenges internationally as well as locally. It was a good highlight. I would like to thank Mr. Choi as well for this great presentation. So this is the end of our first session, the international stainless steel market, and some highlights towards Turkey. Now we will pass on to the second session, and with regards to the economy, in the third session we will listen Professor Aslanoğlu. He would probably mention why we have high people cost versus low interest rate, or the gap in between. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.